Hello, in this video we're going to look at task types in MSProject and how they can be tuned and how you need to set them up. To do that, what we'll do is we'll create a number of example tasks that we can check how resourcing reacts on those tasks. The blank project plan I have here has been set up with auto scheduling of tasks, and we're going to create a task of each type. So we'll create a fixed duration task that's effort driven, and one that isn't effort driven. We'll create fixed units, also effort driven, and one that isn't effort driven, and a fixed work task. Right, just to confirm the task types, we're going to insert a column called type, which is a field within the task. So now we've created or displayed the types of each of the tasks. Fixed duration, fixed units and fixed work are the three different types, and you can have effort driven and non-effort driven, and there's a different reaction to each. Now we're creating a couple of resources, person 1 and person 2, that we will assign to the tasks. So assigning person 1 to all of the tasks, we'd get no change on each of the tasks because we've just assigned some work. So let's display that work element, and we can see each task is 5 days, so that's 40 hours work at 8 hours per day. Right, so let's go into that first task again, and we'll assign person 2 to it. We're assigning person 2, we've assigned person 2 to that task, but it's a fixed duration. And it's still 40 hours work because it's effort driven. So we'll actually see when we look at those in detail that each person is assigned to 50% of the task. So they'll be assigned 20 hours each. In the non-effort driven version, when we assign the second person, we double the amount of work because this one is not effort driven, but it is a fixed duration. Looking at the fixed units effort driven and assigning our second person, we can see that now the number of units is fixed to do 40 hours work, and because we've doubled the units we get to half the time. So that task will be done in half the time, but it's still 20 hours work for each individual, so they're full time. On the next one that's not effort driven, we actually double the work time because although it's fixed units, we are adding an additional unit, which means we're fixing it at a higher level. So you get 80 hours work instead of 40 hours work. And then the final one, fixed work, is always effort driven. So it's always going to be driven by the effort and constrained by the amount of effort assigned to that task. So again, it halves the time scale. When you're using MSProject, it's very key to understand what each of these task types do. Many people don't follow that and don't quite understand it. So to confirm in the first instance that we've actually got a working pattern that means that person 1 and person 2 work 50% of the time, we'll take a look at the resource usage, and we can see that for the first task, fixed duration, effort driven, we've got 4 hours per day for each person for the week, so 50% of their time. And you might find that you need to use these task types in your projects and select the most appropriate task type. It helps to get that configured at the beginning of your project and understand what those task types will do. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video and it's been useful. Certainly look out for other videos that we will do and other tips and techniques on MSProject, SharePoint, and any project related subject. Thank you.